Dear readers, imagine standing at the edge of your life, looking back on the years that have passed. What will you see? Will your days be filled with purpose and meaning, or will you find yourself weighed down by regrets of dreams unpursued and kindnesses left unspoken? What legacy will you leave behind? And most poignantly, when your time on this earth has ended, who will cry when you die? These are the profound questions at the heart of Who Will Cry When You Die, by Sharma, a book that serves as both a wake-up call and a guiding light for those seeking to live a life of significance. This is not just a collection of wisdom. It is an urgent invitation to step out of the mundane and embrace the extraordinary. It is a powerful challenge to live with intention, to love without hesitation, and to contribute selflessly to the world around you. Sharma, a masterful storyteller and leadership mentor, distills timeless lessons into practical, life-changing strategies. He urges us to move beyond routine existence and begin living with greater passion, joy, and fulfillment. Each chapter of this book is a key to unlocking the doors of our potential, a spark that ignites the fire of personal transformation. In a world that constantly pulls us toward busyness and distraction, this book is a reminder that true success is not measured by wealth or status, but by the depth of our character and the impact we leave on others. It is about crafting a legacy that will endure long after we are gone. It is about asking ourselves the most important questions. Did I love enough? Did I make a difference? Did I truly live? So, as you turn the pages of Who Will Cry When You Die, prepare to embark on a journey of self-discovery. Prepare to redefine success, to embrace wisdom, and to cultivate a life that will not only be remembered, but will inspire generations to come. The time to awaken your best self is now. The time to live fully, fearlessly, and generously is today. Let us begin. Part 1 Summary. Dear readers, seekers of wisdom, warriors of personal growth, let me ask you a question. When the final curtain falls, when the echoes of your footsteps fade into eternity, who will cry when you die? This is not just a book, it is a wake-up call, a challenge, a mirror held up to your soul. And in these chapters, Sharma, a master of wisdom, a beacon of light in the storm of modern life, guides us through a profound journey. So, let's embark on this journey together. Let's dive deep into the first part of this extraordinary book and unlock the lessons that will not only change the way we live, but also ensure that, when our time comes, we leave behind a legacy that matters. Chapter 1. Discover Your Calling. In a world that constantly tries to shape us into something we are not, few ever stop to ask, what is my true calling? Sharma begins this book with a powerful directive: find your purpose and live it with every ounce of your being. He tells us that true fulfillment is not in wealth, not in status, but in a life that aligns with our deepest values. How many people spend their lives climbing a ladder, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall? Sharma urges us to listen to that quiet voice within, the one that whispers our dreams to us when the world is silent. He reminds us that the graveyard is filled with unfulfilled potential, with unwritten books, unsung songs, and unlived lives. So ask yourself, are you truly living your purpose? If not, the time to begin is now. Chapter 2. Every day, be kind to a stranger. Now imagine this: you're walking down the street. A stranger stumbles, drops their belongings. You bend down, pick them up, offer a smile, and in that moment, you change their day. A small act? Perhaps. But to that stranger, it could mean everything. Sharma teaches us that kindness is not just a virtue, it is a superpower. It costs nothing, yet it has the power to transform the world. Every interaction we have is an opportunity to uplift, to inspire, to heal. So, let's make it a mission. Every single day, perform an act of kindness. Make someone smile. Give without expectation. And in doing so, you will leave behind footprints of love wherever you go. Chapter 3. Maintain a journal. Great minds throughout history, from Marcus Aurelius to Leonardo da Vinci, kept journals.
Why?
Because writing is not just an act of recording, it is an act of discovery. Sharma tells us that journaling is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth. It allows us to reflect, to learn, to capture moments of insight before they slip away. But more than that, a journal is a sanctuary, a place where you can be brutally honest with yourself. A place where dreams are crystallized, where struggles are examined, where lessons are etched into the fabric of your mind. So start today. Grab the notebook. Pour your soul onto the page. One day, when you look back, you'll see not just words, but a roadmap of your evolution. Chapter 4. Develop an evening routine. How do most people end their days? Scrolling mindlessly on their phones? Falling asleep with worries racing through their minds? Sharma offers an alternative, a sacred evening ritual. He reminds us that the way we end our day determines the quality of our sleep, our mindset for the next morning, and ultimately, the trajectory of our lives. Instead of chaos, he suggests calm. Reflect on the day's victories. Express gratitude. Read something inspiring. Plan tomorrow with intention. Let your mind rest in positivity. Because a life well lived is not about chance, it's about deliberate creation. And that begins with how you end today. Chapter 5. Master the art of saying no. The word no, such a simple word, yet one of the hardest to say. How often do we commit to things we don't want to do? How often do we say yes out of guilt, obligation, or fear of disappointing others? Sharma reminds us that every time we say yes to something unimportant, we are saying no to something meaningful. So, let's make a commitment. Protect your time. Guard your energy. Learn the power of a firm but kind no, because life is too short to live on someone else's terms. Chapter 6. Learn from your failures. What if I told you that failure is not the opposite of success, but a necessary step toward it? Sharma shares a truth that too many people ignore. Our greatest lessons come wrapped in the disguise of failure. He urges us to reframe our setbacks, to see them as stepping stones rather than stop signs. To embrace mistakes, analyze them, learn from them, and move forward with greater wisdom. Because in the end, success is not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. Chapter 7. Be the most positive person you know. Negativity is contagious, but so is positivity. Sharma challenges us. Be the person who walks into a room and lights it up with energy. Be the one who sees solutions instead of problems. Be the voice of encouragement in a world that often whispers doubt. He reminds us that our thoughts shape our reality. That optimism is not just a mindset, it's a magnet for opportunity. So, let's rise above the noise. Let's choose to see the good, to believe in possibility, to radiate a presence so uplifting that others feel hopeful just being around us. Closing thoughts on Part 1. And so, my friends, we have reached the end of Part 1. But this is not just a summary, this is a call to action. What will you do with these lessons? Will you start living with purpose? Will you embrace kindness, protect your time, learn from failures, and cultivate positivity? Because here's the truth. The measure of your life will not be in the wealth you accumulate, nor the titles you hold. It will be in the impact you make, in the lives you touch, in the legacy you leave behind. So let us begin. Let us live with such depth, such passion, such generosity of spirit that when our time comes, the world will not just mourn our passing, but celebrate the brilliance of the life we lived. This is just the beginning. Part 2 awaits, with even deeper insights. But for now, let's pause, reflect, and most importantly, act. Because the question is not just who will cry when you die. The question is, who will smile while you live? Part 2 summary. Dear readers, seekers of wisdom, architects of legacy, our journey continues. In Part 1, we discovered the foundations of a life well lived: purpose, kindness, resilience, and the power of small, meaningful habits. But we're not done. Because life is not just about existing, it's about thriving. It's about living in such a way that, when the final chapter of our story is written, it is one of impact, inspiration, and true fulfillment. So, let's turn the page. Let's dive into part 2 of Who Will Cry When You Die, where Robin Sharma unravels more timeless principles that will shape not just how we live, but how we will be remembered. Chapter 8. Practice forgiveness. Release the chains of the past. How many of us are weighed down by grudges, resentment, and unresolved pain? Sharma tells us that forgiveness is not about excusing someone's actions, it's about setting ourselves free. Because as long as we hold onto past hurts, we remain prisoners of our own anger. Think of it like this. You're holding a burning coal, ready to throw it at someone who hurt you. But who gets burned first? Let go. Not for them, but for you. Release the burden. Choose peace over bitterness. Because life is too short to waste even a single moment in the shadows of the past. Chapter 9. Live with simplicity. Declutter your mind and soul. In a world drowning in noise, in possessions, in endless distractions, what if the key to happiness is not in acquiring more, but in needing less? Sharma urges us to simplify, to declutter not just our homes but our lives, to remove the excess that suffocates our joy. We chase after bigger houses, fancier cars, more achievements, only to realize that true wealth is not in things, but in peace of mind. So strip away the unnecessary. Keep only what brings you joy, what fuels your soul. Because the lighter you travel, the freer you become. Chapter 10. Laugh more. The power of joy. When was the last time you laughed so hard that your stomach hurt, your eyes watered, and for a moment, just a moment, you forgot every single worry in the world? Sharma reminds us that laughter is medicine for the soul. It dissolves stress, strengthens relationships, and keeps the spirit young. We take life so seriously, always chasing, always striving. But what if, along the way, we forgot to enjoy the ride? So laugh. Find humor in the ordinary. Surround yourself with people who make your heart lighter. Because a life without joy is a life only half-lived. Chapter 11. Be a student of life. Never stop growing. Success is not a destination. It is a journey of continuous growth. Sharma tells us that the happiest, most fulfilled people are those who never stop learning. They are curious, open-minded, and always seeking to expand their horizons. Read voraciously. Listen intently. Seek mentors. Explore new perspectives. Because the moment you think you know everything is the moment you stop evolving. The wisest people in history understood one simple truth: knowledge is infinite, but time is not. So become a student of life. Because every lesson you learn adds another layer to the legacy you will leave behind. Chapter 12. Cultivate a spirit of gratitude. Gratitude. The single most powerful emotion that can shift our lives from one of lack to one of abundance. Sharma teaches us that when we focus on what we have, rather than what we lack, our entire perspective changes. Suddenly, life is no longer about what's missing, but about the miracle of what already exists. So, let's make it a practice. Every morning, before the day sweeps you away, take a moment. Reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. Let it be the foundation of your day. Because when you live with gratitude, you don't just change your own life, you radiate positivity to those around you. Chapter 13. Stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison, the thief of joy. In this digital age, we are constantly bombarded with images of seemingly perfect lives. But Sharma reminds us, comparison is an illusion. You see their highlights, but not their struggles. Their victories, but not their failures. Your journey is yours alone. Your worth is not defined by someone else's achievements. The only person you need to be better than is who you were yesterday. So, let go of comparison. Focus on your own growth. your own progress, and celebrate every small victory along the way. Chapter 14. Make time for the people who matter. At the end of our lives, it won't be our bank accounts, our titles, or our trophies that bring us comfort. It will be the people we loved. Sharma reminds us that relationships are the true currency of life. Yet how often do we take them for granted? How often do we assume that we have more time? Call your parents. Hug your children. Spend time with your friends, not through a screen, but face to face. Because in the end, it is not the moments of success, but the moments of connection that define a life well lived. Closing thoughts on part 2. And so, my friends, we have arrived at another turning point in this journey. We have learned the power of forgiveness, the beauty of simplicity, the necessity of joy. We have discovered that gratitude transforms lives, that comparison is a trap, and that relationships are our greatest treasures. But let me ask you, what will you do with these lessons? Because knowledge without action is meaningless. Will you live with gratitude? Will you laugh more? Will you let go of past wounds, embrace simplicity, and prioritize the people who truly matter? Because time is slipping through our fingers. Each day is a page in the book of our lives. And one day, that book will close. Make sure it is a story worth reading. Part 3 awaits, with even deeper insights. But for now, pause, reflect, and above all, live. Because when your time comes, the greatest measure of your life will not be what you achieved, but who you were. And that, my friends, is what will determine who will cry when you die. Part 3 summary. Dear readers, seekers of wisdom, architects of legacy, our journey reaches its final act. We have explored the foundations of a meaningful life, living with purpose, embracing simplicity, cultivating gratitude, and fostering deep connections. But we are not done. Because a truly extraordinary life is not measured by intentions, it is measured by action. By the small, daily choices that shape the legacy we leave behind. So, let's turn the final pages of Who Will Cry When You Die, where Robin Sharma shares the last, most profound lessons on living a life so meaningful, so impactful, that when you are gone, the world will feel your absence. Chapter 15. Become a Giver. The Secret to True Fulfillment. What if I told you that the quickest way to happiness is not in what you get, but in what you give? Sharma teaches us that the most fulfilled people are not those who take, but those who contribute. Acts of kindness, big or small, create ripples that extend beyond what we can imagine. So, be generous. Give without expecting anything in return. Donate your time, your resources, your wisdom. Because at the end of our lives, our legacy will not be built on what we hoarded, it will be defined by what we gave away. And if you ever doubt the impact of your generosity, remember this. One act of kindness can change a life. Chapter 16. Take risks. The regret of an unlived life. Fear is the silent killer of dreams. How many of us have hesitated, have held back because of doubt, because of fear of failure, because of what-ifs? Sharma reminds us that the greatest regrets in life are not the risks we took, but the ones we never dared to take. So, take the leap. Start the business. Write the book. Say what you need to say. Because someday is not promised. And when you reach the final moments of your life, the only question that will haunt you is, did I truly live? Chapter 17. Spend time in silence. The power of reflection. In a world filled with noise, we have lost the art of stillness. But in silence, we hear our thoughts, our intuition, our true selves. Sharma urges us to take time each day for solitude, to step away from the chaos, from the distractions, and just be. Because in stillness, we gain clarity. And with clarity, we make wiser decisions, decisions that shape not just our days, but our destiny. So unplug, meditate, reflect, because a mind that is always busy cannot hear the whispers of wisdom. Chapter 18. Leave no room for regrets. Live as if today is your last. If you knew you had only one day left to live, how would you spend it? Would you love more deeply? Forgive more freely? Would you finally take that chance, speak those words, chase that dream? Sharma reminds us that this is the way we should live every single day. Because the truth is, none of us know how much time we have. And the tragedy is not death, it is dying with our potential still inside us. So live boldly. Love without hesitation. Make today count. Because one day, today will be the last day. And when that day comes, make sure you can say, with no regrets, I lived fully. I loved deeply. I left my mark. Chapter 19. Make the world better. Your legacy begins now. And now, my friends, we come to the final, most profound lesson of all. A life well lived is not just about personal success. It is about impact. It is about leaving the world better than we found it. So, ask yourself, what will be your legacy? How will people remember you? When your name is spoken, will it bring a smile, a story, an inspiration? Because, in the end, the measure of our lives is not in what we owned or accomplished, it is in how many lives we touched. Lives so fully, so meaningfully, that when you are gone, the world feels your absence. That when your name is spoken, it carries weight. That when you take your last breath, you do so knowing you mattered. Final thoughts. Who will cry when you die? And so, our journey through this masterpiece comes to an end. But, my friends, this is not the end. Because these lessons are not just words in a book. They're calls to action. They are blueprints for a legacy. So, I ask you one last time, what will you do with them? Will you let life slip by in distractions, in regrets, in waiting for someday? Or will you seize this moment, this one life you have been given, and make it extraordinary? Because when your time comes, and it will come, the true question is not when you will die. The true question is, how will you have lived? So go forth. Live boldly. Love deeply. Give freely. And leave behind a story so remarkable, so unforgettable, that when you are gone, the world will weep, not out of sorrow, but out of gratitude that you once walked this earth. This, my friends, is the essence of who will cry when you die. And now, the rest is up to you. Thanks for listening to Book Buzz reviews and summaries. Please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to get new video updates.